Britney Hippus, Brittney, Hippus, Hietpas.
All right, Ms. Hippus, we'll let you catch your breath for a second. For starters, I want you to get as comfortable as possible at the chair and the microphone. The chair you're on is on wheels. If you need to get close to the mic, you can use the chair and move up. Or if you need to move away from the microphone, you can go back. The microphone in front of you, in front of all the witnesses so far, is flexible. I want to leave it in a proximity to your mouth, so when you speak and answer questions, your voice projects into the mic. Sometimes if I drift away from the mic, people can't hear me. You should try and avoid drifting away from the mic unless they need to look at something on an easel or screen in the courtroom. If you have to step away, the bailiff has a handheld mic to give you if you have to point anything out on an exhibit. You're going to get questions from Ms. Templis in a few moments. We're not in a hurry. Sometimes people sitting in that chair are a little nervous, so they go fast. We're trying to avoid going fast because of what happens when people go fast is sometimes they just want to get done with their testimony and they end up speaking before the whole question's out. The court reporter in front of you is typing what people say. She's typing what I'm saying, she's typing what the lawyers say, she'll type what the witnesses are going to say. We're trying to avoid two people talking at the same time because then that's going to be really hard for her to type that. So going back to people going fast on the witness stand, listen to the question. Don't start your answer until you know the attorney, or if I ask you a question, the judge finishes the question. While you're speaking, I'll make sure they don't talk over you, because once again, we want to avoid two people talking at the same time. Sometimes in courtroom cases, there's objections by the lawyers. So if you hear a lawyer say, I object, or something along those lines, stop your response to give me a chance to sort out the objection and make a ruling. If I agree with the objection, I'll sustain it. If I disagree, I'll overrule it. And how I rule might dictate whether you have to answer or the full scope or portion of the scope of your answer. So wait until I give you some direction after I make that ruling. During your testimony, if your mouth gets dry, you obviously have a bottle of water there. You can use that at any time. If your testimony goes on for a period of time and you need a restroom break, just let me know. We'll accommodate you and take a break. Sometimes people are asked to testify about things that happened a long time ago, whether it's months or years, it can vary. In order to refresh the witness's recollection, if they can't remember the specifics, the attorneys are allowed to give witnesses, might be a report or an exhibit or play a recording that allows the witness to refresh his or her recollection. If that happens during your testimony, take your time reviewing the document or the exhibit or listening to the recording. The attorneys will then follow up and ask, did that refresh your recollection of what happened maybe months or years ago? If it does, then you can answer the question based on your recollection being refreshed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All your answers need to be verbal, so no shaking of the head or nodding of the head or any kind of like slang, or nah. So be verbal in all your responses, and we're going to start with the prosecutor, so you face ahead to her, and this is the witness is Britney Hippus. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can I call you Britney?
Sure, yes.
Britney, how do you know Joseph Carman?
I have a child with Joseph Carman.
And do you call him Joseph, or did you have a name that he always went by?
I called him Joey.
Does everybody else call him Joey?
Joe or Joey,
Okay.
yes.
I'd like to show you pull this out. I'd like to show you a state's exhibit. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. you recognize exhibit number 79?
Yes.
What is that?
This is Joseph Carman.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like the court to receive exhibit number 79. I'd ask permission for the state to publish it.
Any objection?
No, sir.
All right, that's, exhibit 79 is received and the photograph of Joseph can be published.
Is this a picture of Joey?
Yes.
And is it consistent with what you see on either side of, in one of the screens?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that you share a child together. What's your child's name?
Hasten Joseph Carman,
And how old is Kase now?
5 years old.
Okay. How long ago did you meet Joey?
I met Joey probably about 8 or 9 years ago
Where did you meet him?
at Ghost Town Fitness Center in Kokana.
Okay. Did the two of you become friends?
Yes.
And then eventually did you start dating?
Yes. Yes.
It fades in and out a little bit, it just happens, sorry. Once you started dating, did the two of you move in together?
Yes.
When you moved in together, do you know, was he using any drugs at that time?
Not that I believe. When I first met him, I did know he was on drug court in Outagamie County. He successfully completed drug court. And then when I was living with him, no, he was clean and he was clean, to my knowledge.
So you know, so he had gotten treatment and had kind of addressed those issues at that time?
Correct.
Okay. How did the two of you get along at that time when you first moved in together?
Good. We did a lot of things. We were active. He was a fun person.
How would you describe him?
He was fun. He was kind. He was caring. He would give anybody the shirt off his back if that's the only thing he had.
Okay.
He was a good person.
Is there a time where, when you were living together, that he got a work injury?
Yes.
Okay. And then after that work injury, would there be periods of, was there a time where you started to see some of his behavior change?
Yes.
Okay. What type of change in behavior did you see?
Well, when Joey was under the influence of drugs, he mostly didn't want to be around. He didn't really want me to see him struggling with that part of his life. He would disappear. I would text him and I wouldn't get any responses back. It would go for like a week sometimes that I wouldn't hear from him because he was using.
Okay. Is it fair to say that kind of from this point forward, he, well, maybe not from that point specifically, but that he struggled with addiction generally?
Correct, yes.
And there were times where he struggled, and then there were times that he was clean.
Correct.
Okay. So when he struggled, is that the times where you wouldn't see him for periods of time?
Yes.
During that time when he was using, would he ever have physical fights with you?
No.
Would he ever threaten self-harm at all?
Never.
Would he ever be suicidal at all? Okay. Now, what was, if you know, what was the drug that he would usually use?
Methamphetamine.
Okay. Is there a time then when you were together that he went for treatment in Florida?
Yes.
Okay. And when he returned, was he clean when he came back?
Yes.
And then over time, did he struggle with that addiction again?
Yes.
Is there during that period of time when he was using, did you ever Was he ever in any physical fights with you?
No,
Was he ever talking about self-harm?
no,
Was he ever suicidal? Okay. At some point in time after he got back from Florida, did he start struggling with addiction again and go for help again?
yes.
Okay. And then at that point in time, about how long had you been together, do you think, at that point?
Are you referring to when he went to
To Nova?
Nova? Okay. I would say probably 4 years I had known him
Okay,
at that point.
all right. So did he then go to get help to address it at Nova?
Yes,
And that was another treatment facility?
yes,
Did he get clean there?
yes.
When he was there, was that kind of an inpatient thing where he did not live at home with you but went to a facility to help address everything?
Correct.
When he came back after Nova, did he move back in with you?
Yes,
During that time, did you kind of operate with a quote tough love mentality?
yes.
Okay, what did that mean as it related to him going to work?
So I did allow Joey to come back home after he got out of treatment at Nova. But it was pretty much under the understanding that he had to get a job and I forced him to bike to and from work, every day, and he did it.
Okay, and did you want him to kind of earn his way back, if you
Yes.
will?
Yep.
And did he do it? And
He did.
And did he do well at that time and move up in his employment?
He got a really good job.
Okay. At that time in your relationship, were things going well?
Yes,
Did you get pregnant? Yes. Okay. And when you did, where was Joey then? Still with you?
yes,
Okay. Was he still working?
yes,
Was he still clean?
yes,
Now let's see, so Kase was born, he's 5, so he's born about 2020? Is that when he was
2019.
2019, okay, he just hasn't had his birthday yet. So when he's born, is Joey still clean?
Yes.
How would you describe him as a father when he was born?
He was great. I would go into work at 2:30 in the morning and Joey would wake up with the baby. He'd wake up with Kason pretty much almost every single night in the middle of the night. He was a very dedicated, very good father. Very good.
What kind of work were you doing at that time?
CNA work.
Okay, so you had some unusual hours,
Yep.
and during those times you were working, would Joey be responsible for taking care of Kason?
Yes.
Did he do a good job at that?
Yes.
Was he an involved father?
Yes.
Did he want to be an involved father?
Yes.
Was that important to him?
Yes.
Did he take his relationship with Kason really seriously at that point?
Yes.
During that time, is he continuing to be clean?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a point in time that the two of you decided that the two of you weren't meant to be together forever?
Yes.
And did you break up?
Yes.
When you broke up, was he still clean?
Yes.
Did he remain clean for a period of time after you broke up?
Yes.
How would you describe your breakup? Did you guys fight a lot or did you get along?
No. Our co-parenting relationship was very good. We went trick-or-treating together at one time with Kason. He would text me, pictures of things that him and Kason were doing together. He would call me and have Kason on the phone, when he had Kason. I mean, we co-parented pretty well.
And are there times that when you had him, you would send pictures of Kason and have him call his dad? Is there a time during that period where you believed he was still clean?
Yes,
And was he doing a good job being a dad, even though the two of you weren't together, from your opinion?
yes,
Did you have concerns about Kason being with him alone during that time?
no,
Did he then eventually get an apartment at 2800 North Park Drive Lane in Appleton?
yes,
Did he invite you over to be able to see the apartment?
yes.
Why did you want to see the apartment?
Because he was so proud of it. He was proud that he finally got clean. He was finally doing life really good, and he was doing so good. He was proud.
And did you also get to see it to make sure when Kason was overnight that he had everything he needed?
Yes,
Did he?
yes,
Did it seem appropriate to you for overnights for Kason to go there?
yes,
And were you comfortable leaving him there overnight?
yes.
About how old, I'll come back to that. After the two of you weren't dating anymore, did you establish custody with the court to determine how things were legally gonna be handled between the two of you?
Yes,
And was that an amicable situation or was that not amicable?
it was amicable.
So the two of you, were you able to talk through all of the things you needed to about Kason?
Yes,
And were you both in agreement?
yes. So before we even went to court, I mean, him and I had pretty much had a verbal agreement of what we were gonna do. We went there and we followed through with that, and I mean, it all worked out good.
And did that co-parenting then continue to go well for a period of time?
Yes,
Did you continue to have these times where you were sending pictures back and forth and having Kason call the other parent when he wasn't with them?
yes,
At some point during that time, did you start dating somebody else?
yes.
When you did, how did you handle that with Joey?
I knew it might be a tough for Joey. I reached out to him. I made sure that it would be okay. I gave the name of the person that I was dating. I made sure that Joey was okay with meeting this person before I actually had him meet this person. And everything was fine. I mean, he had said it okay, and I gave him the opportunity to meet my boyfriend.
Why was that important?
Just safety. I thought, it was just the right thing to do. We had a good co-parenting relationship, so for me, it was just out of respect for Joey and Kason.
And did you want Joey to be comfortable with Kason being around somebody else
Yes,
and make sure he was okay with that?
yes,
And did you go through that process with him and he was okay?
yes,
Did that involve you introducing your boyfriend to Joey,
yes,
giving him his full name?
yes,
Did that go on for a period of time where you were dating him and still co-parenting with Joey well?
yes,
Did Joey still stay very involved as a dad?
yes,
Was it still important to him to still have his overnights and his time with Kason?
yes.
I'd like to direct your attention to June or the summer maybe of 2023. Was there a time where you were meeting Joey to do a custody exchange with Kason at Quick Trip?
Yes,
Okay, and was that around that summer of 2023?
yes,
Was there, normally when Joey would he come by himself or with anybody else to pick up Kason?
by himself.
Is there a time in this particular situation where somebody else was with him?
Yes,
Did you know who that person was?
no,
Did you know whether or not he was dating anyone at that time?
not that I was aware of,
Not that he had shared with you?
no.
Up until that point, had the co-parenting still been going pretty okay?
Yes.
When that person was there, did you learn who that person in the car was?
No.
Tell me about that.
I tried to ask who that person in the car was. And I was told it's not my business, that I would find out when I needed to.
Was that unusual to you?
Yes.
Was that how he was previously with you?
No.
At some point, did you learn whether or not that person in the car, was it a male or a female?
A female.
Did you learn eventually what that person's first name was?
Yes.
Who told you?
My caller ID.
Okay. Before that, did you know of a person named
Oh, well-
Sam?
Joey did tell me. He did tell me her name. He gave me the first name.
Okay, he gave you the name of Samantha?
Yes.
Okay,
This is Samantha, my girlfriend.
and that was at Quick Trip?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Other than that first name being Samantha, you said he told you it was not
Your business. So yes, he did give me the first name. I then asked, I wanted the last name, and that was when it's not your business. You'll find out when you need to.
Okay, and that was unusual to you.
Yes.
Were you concerned about that?
Yes.
Why?
Just with his history of addiction and drugs, and even not that, just being a concerned mother. I want to know who my child is around and make sure he is safe.
How old was Kase at that time? In 23.
Maybe 4 years old?
So he would be, in the summer, it would be 3 turning 4 later that year.
Yes.
Okay. So he was only 3 years old,
Yes.
pretty little. And did you want him to be safe?
Yes.
After that point in time at Quick Trip, did you see a change in how your co-parenting was going?
Yes.
Did it get better? Did it stay the same, or did it get worse?
It got worse.
Would Joey show up for his visits?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes I would get messages that he wasn't going to show up, but sometimes I would just sit there and it would be a no call, no show.
Okay. Sometimes would he be late?
Often, very often.
And this was a big change for you.
Correct.
During that time, sometimes would he show up and have Kase?
Yes.
Okay. When he did he come to exchanges alone?
Never.
Okay. Who would be with him?
Samantha would either be in the car or on the phone in his vehicle
Okay. So,
every drop off.
so when you say he was never alone, you mean it was either in person or she was,
On the phone in the vehicle,
okay,
listening to the drop off.
okay. Was that different?
Yes.
Okay. Did you yet know who Samantha was?
No.
You didn't know her last name?
No.
Did you know anything else about her at that time?
Not really.
Okay. Was it concerning to you to have Kase go there when you didn't know who that was?
Yes.
And is that concern then combined as well with your concern that you were seeing a change in Joey?
Yes.
Now, kind of directing your attention to the fall of 2023. Is there a time when, let me talk about it beforehand. Before then, when you were always talking to Joey on his phone, with his phone number,
Yes.
okay? Is there a time when he contacted you about his phone?
Yes.
What was that about?
So I got I think text message first, that said it was from a no, it was either a phone call or a text message from a random phone number. And it said, "This is my new phone." Like, that was what the text message was. "This is my new phone number." And I said, you know, what do you mean you got a new phone? And then at some point he called from that phone number, that exact same phone number, and it came across my caller ID with Samantha Krebs' first and last name with that phone number.
Okay.
So this was not his phone that he had told me was his phone. This was her phone.
Okay, let me back up a little bit and kind of talk about it in two segments, okay? So when you first found out that he didn't have his phone anymore, do you recall that?
Yes, he blocked my phone number.
Okay, but he told you at that time that he was gonna have a new phone number, is that?
Correct.
Okay, then that phone number, does he use that phone number for a period of time with you?
Yes.
Okay, during that time where he's using that phone number, does he answer the phone?
Sometimes.
Okay, sometimes would somebody else answer that phone?
Yes.
Who would answer the phone?
Oh.
And during that time, was it important to you to be able to get a hold of Joey if you needed him?
Yes.
Why?
Because we have a custody agreement with a child together. And if anything medical went wrong with my son, I need to talk to his father to get a hold of him.
And you'd want him to come right away?
Correct.
Okay. So this period of time, do you still at that point know who Sam is?
No.
And is this months into when you first met her?
Yes.
Now, you talked about a time where you get a phone call from that phone number.
Correct.
At some point, is there a name that pops up on your phone?
Yes.
What do you learn at that point in time?
That this phone number belongs to Samantha Krebs.
Had that happened before?
No.
Do you know why it happened?
No.
Okay, so her name pops up on your phone with that same phone number,
Correct.
okay? At that point in time, is that the first time that you knew Samantha's last name?
Yep. Yes.
How far removed is it from that quick trip day? Days, weeks, months?
Months.
Okay.
Months.
During that time, would Samantha often be the one to answer that phone?
Yes.
During the drop-offs, as they kind of continue forward in those following months, is she still always either there in person or on the phone?
Yes.
Did she chat with you about, like, did the two of you have conversations about what they were doing or what you were going to do with Kase or an update on how things went with the visit from her?
No.
Did you get that from Joey?
No.
Okay. Did you see things start to become even more difficult?
Yes.
Is there a point in time where instead of talking on the phone, you had to move to a phone app for parents?
Yes.
When did that happen, if you recall?
After I had got Samantha's first and last name, I guess I had some concerns, and that's when I had petitioned the court to go to mediation and get things taken care of, because I was not okay with the phone situation the way that it was. So that's when we went to mediation.
Okay. And were you still trying to find a way through the challenge that you guys were having?
Yes,
And is that what you were hoping that mediation would do?
yes,
So through that process, then was this application something that you both would be able to communicate on an application back and forth?
yes,
And did you enjoy do that for a while?
yes,
Are there times where you would drop Kase off at Joey's house or apartment? Or pick him up,
not often.
okay? Was there one time though that you did?
Yes,
Okay, and normally, would you have previously been allowed up to, his apartment?
yes,
Okay, did that also change?
yes,
Okay. Did you start noticing other behavior changes with Joey kind of coming into the year of 2024?
yes,
And what, in addition to him not, kind of as you talked about before, not always showing up to visits or being late, that type of thing, was that concerning to you?
yes,
Were you concerned whether or not there was a use problem happening again?
yes,
Okay, and is that part of why you went back to mediation?
yes,
In your prior relationship when he was using, is that when he would kind of hide his use from you or not be around you?
yes.
I'd like to come then into a period of time in maybe about February of 2024. Did you receive a phone call from Joey?
Yes.
And where did he call you from that time?
He called me from his phone. He must have unblocked my phone number. And he called me from his phone.
Okay. And prior to that, he had been using Sam's phone?
Correct?
When he called you from his phone, did you know if Sam was there?
She was not.
Okay.
He wouldn't have called if she would have been there.
Okay. When he called that time, did you guys talk about Kase?
Yes.
What did you talk about regarding Kase?
I finally felt like I could actually talk to Joey again. He had just been honest and told me that he was really struggling. He had lost some jobs that he was using again. That, he had been doing some side things with this apartment that he was living at, and that he was doing odds and ends there to try to make money, and that he was going to be going to meetings, and he was going to try to do better, I guess, to see Kase.
When you say he was going to meetings, you mean like an addiction related meeting?
Correct.
So getting help?
Correct.
And during that
I
time,
mentioned the VA. He had been working with the VA. Just a phone call of, to me, it was almost a cry for help, I guess. I don't know.
okay, what was his demeanor when he was talking to you?
He had cried a little bit on the phone.
Did he still want to be a good dad?
Yes.
Did he know that he had to get help for his addiction to be a good dad?
Yes.
Did
I don't think he wanted to, or, yes, he knew he needed to. He knew that for me to allow him to continue seeing his son, yes, that he needed to get help.
And did you talk to him about how you couldn't have Kase with him if he was using?
Correct.
So at that point in time, was he struggling? Did he seem to be struggling a lot in February of 24?
Yes. Yes.
At any time during that did he talk about self-harm or being suicidal?
No.
Was he focused on trying to figure out how to get himself help?
Yes.
And is that where he was talking about the VA or talking about going to meetings?
Yes.
Did he also struggle with some childhood trauma issues that he had?
Yes.
And is that part of what he needed help with?
Yes.
During this time, were you seeing a change? You talked about how he said he had been fired from work and he was doing some odd jobs around the apartment complex. Did you see a change in the child support?
Yes.
How so?
I was not receiving child support
And
for quite a period of time
okay,
because he could not sustain employment.
okay. And was that a change up until then?
Yes.
Did you see, let me kind of go back. When the two of you were having conversations, you were dating somebody else, he was dating somebody else. You're talking about this good conversation that you're having in February. Were you dating somebody then?
Yes.
And did you want to get back together with Joey? Were you what I would say, quote unquote, a threat to him and Sam's relationship and that you wanted to be back with him?
No.
Was that obvious to you and Joey?
Yes.
Okay. So during that time, even though you're not dating, would you consider you and Joey friends
Yes.
and co-parents?
I tried to be as much as I could.
Was it hard sometimes during this period?
Yes, I was unable to communicate and talk to him.
And during that time, did he know that you were going to have to address the custody issue because of his use?
Yes.
And eventually, is that something that you did?
Yes.
Okay. Was this phone call, were you kind of trying to be supportive of him at that time, or were you upset with him?
I was trying to be supportive of him.
What did you want him to do?
Well, I told him that the person he was dating was not a good idea. I said, things have really changed since you have started dating this person. I mean, your life is kind of spiraling and you need to make some better choices.
And that's about needing to get work, not using those
Correct.
types of things.
Yep.
Now, did you also learn that he was working with the VA to see like a counselor, address AODA issues for alcohol and drug use, that type of thing?
Yes.
And were you supportive of that?
Yes.
Did there continue to be challenges even after that phone call?
Yes.
Did he still struggle with showing up?
Yes.
Did he still appear to you to be having behaviors that you were concerned about his use?
Yes.
Did you ultimately file something with the court, as you had talked about with him, about having custody of Kase?
Yes.
And did you,
I stopped visitation for Kase and Joey probably about a month before he passed away. And this was not a court order. This was I just decided for my son's safety, enough had happened and it was no longer safe. I had heard that he failed a drug test and he tested positive for meth, and that was basically the last straw. I stopped all the visits, and when it was time for Kase to go with his dad, I just wouldn't show up, and he would have the police calling me pretty much every time wanting me to show up, and I basically just told them, this isn't safe and this will be handled with the courts later.
okay, and then did you have a court hearing coming up the end of July?
Yes.
And that was to address the custody issue because of his use?
Correct.
Even with that, Did you still want him to be an involved dad?
Yes,
Did you still want him to get clean and be part of Kase's life?
yes,
Even after that, you stopped visits in June of 2024, did you give Joey opportunities to be able to talk to Kason and still have contact with him?
yes,
And in fact, around the 4th of July weekend, did he have a phone call with him?
yes,
And did they have a good conversation?
yes. It's the last time that my son spoke to his father.
Did they talk about Kason?
A little bit.
Okay. And was that, did you present other opportunities that he could always call and talk to Kason if he wanted to?
Yes, yep. On that phone call, I just let him know that it needed to just be to Kason and nothing personal with stopped visits and addiction, like none of that, like, but I allowed him to talk to Kason. They had a good conversation. Sam came on the phone and said hi. There was a Jeff that also came on the phone and wanted to say hi.
And you let that all happen?
Yes,
And during this time, so last summer, Kason was 4.
yes,
So did he see a babysitter?
yes,
And during that time, did Joey drop Kason off at the babysitter sometimes or pick him up?
yes,
And was the babysitter experiencing some challenges with him showing up and being timely as well?
yes,
At one point, when Joey, I think the day Joey passed away, did he want to talk to Kason?
yes,
And did he make a phone call to the babysitter?
yes,
And did you respond back in your text app to talk to him about being able to talk to Kason?
yes,
And did you tell him whether or not he could always call you if he wanted to talk to Kason?
yes. So the sitter reached out to me and asked if it was okay to have Joey talk to Kason after Joey had tried calling. She didn't know if it would be okay with me to allow that or not. So she asked me. And I said, no, like, if he wants to talk to Kason later, when I'm done with work, we can do that. And so that's when I reached out to Joey and said, if you want to talk to Kason, you can do it later.
So was that always an option for him?
Yes,
Okay, and so you're just reminding him again that he can always talk to him.
yes,
And at that point in time, is that the period where you're getting ready to go to court to address your custody?
yes,
During this time, that you're continuing to have some contact with Joey or throughout your relationship, does he ever threaten self-harm to you? Do you ever see anything consistent with self-harm
no,
on him?
no,
Does he ever talk about wanting to die?
no,
Did he ever want to talk about did he ever talk to you about being suicidal?
no,
Over the course of the time that you and Joey knew each other, were there many times where he would use and then go back to get treatment?
yes,
And then he'd be clean? And then he'd still struggle with addiction?
yes,
And then he would go back to treatment?
yes,
So in this kind of cycle that you watched with him, was he at that point where he was struggling with the addiction, but you had that conversation with him in February, and he was talking about getting clean or getting help again?
yes,
And were you hopeful that that help was going to get him clean again so that he could then be an involved dad again?
yes,
When you knew him, did he have like an ADHD? Do you know if he did have ADHD or take something for that?
I believe so.
more at this time.